Hey FlossTube, it's Paula. Welcome back to my channel, Stitching in High Heels. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you see and you'll stop back and visit again. Today is Wednesday, November 1st. I can't believe we're in November already, although it's kind of chilly and spitting snow outside up here in upstate New York today. Thankfully nothing stuck to the ground yet, right where I live. But welcome. I hope you like what you see. I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll like the video and click subscribe if that suits you. And as they say, ring the bell so that you'll know when I have new videos, which I hope to be doing more often. I apologize for the light. I usually try to film during the day. The light's a little better in here, but I wanted to get this done, so we'll give this a try and see how it goes. If I have to, I can turn the ring light on again. It was just given some weird shadows, so we'll see how that goes. But got quite a bit to share. I've got some notes, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at today. So let's jump right into this. And actually, give me a second. I'm gonna mess with the light here. Okay. It's a little better. I've got some glare in my glasses, and I apologize about that, but I think the light is better with the ring light on. So, like I said, it's November 1st. It's Wednesday. I'm filming a little later in the day than I usually do. And I'm hoping, maybe it's this light-colored shirt, but I'm hoping I'm not too washed out. So let's jump right into what we've got. As Chris from Crisscross Stitch would say, I've got a royal flush in cross-stitch terms. I've got some FFOs, I've got a finish, I've got a start, I've got some whips. I actually have the Holy Grail. I've got a start, finish, and FFO all on the same piece. So let's get started. The first piece I'll show you is the start, finish, and FFO. This is Pumpkin Patch by Debbie's Designs. It is a counted canvas piece. Let's see. It's blowing out a little bit. This was one of their monthly kits in 2021. So it finishes up in a about a 4x4 square piece. And it comes with the canvas, which is drawn, has the design drawn on it. Maybe if I pull it back here, has the design drawn on it, and all the threads, full cards or skeins of all the threads. And then you can buy a separate finishing kit for $10, which comes with 2 mat boards, one that has the frame cut in it. She has a really good tutorial on her website with instructions on how to finish it the way she did. The cording I made myself. I used, I think this is CXC floss. It came in a big pack of floss that I got when I was part of the Thread of the Month Club from Rogue Stitching. And it has DMC numbers on it, but it feels different. It doesn't have a brand name on it. It's only got a single band on it, not the 2 on each end like DMC has. It's nice and soft. I like the way it feels. I'm not sure how it would hold up when I stitch on it, although people have said good things about it. But it worked just perfectly for what I wanted. Let me see. There you go. You can see the cording there. And the 4 colors worked really nicely, I thought, with this. So there's my start, finish, and FFO since the last time I saw you guys. I have 2 other FFOs, and both of these are from pieces that I had stitched previously. They're from both designs from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot had come up with a hashtag before Instagram got all weird about how they were handling their hashtags. So her hashtag is Stitch Smalls from PNPS. I'll put it down below in case you want to use it, and also tag her as Sarah's Stitchy Spot on Instagram. So this first one is Flowers Are flowers are friends. Oh wow, and this light is like crazy tonight. Hold on. So this says, friends are the flowers of life. And this is by Rebecca Nolan of Lucy Beam Designs. This is from the 2023 spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'm sure you saw a lot of people stitching this. So just a little bit more. I stitched it on a piece of 32 count fabric that's a pale pink, and I don't know what the name is. I used called for where I had it, otherwise I subbed similar flosses. Like the lighter pink I didn't have, and I had a limited edition Gentle Arts which was in the same color family, so I used that. And then just some quilting fabric on the top and on the bottom, the same fabric. And I did a herringbone around the edge. You can't really see it, it's blowing out, too bad. I did a quick herringbone around the edge. I kind of used a combination of Helen D's tutorials and Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorials. Kind of watched them both. They're both really excellent tutorials. So that's one. And the next one is another drum. And this is Bird of Spring from the Spring 2019 issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And Elizabeth Ann Toledo is the designer. So this is stitched on, and wow, these colors are horrible tonight. Let's see. That helps. So this is stitched on Pampas, which is by Picture This Plus. It's a 32 count Lagana. You can see it's a nice spring green there. And I didn't use any of the called for colors. I used combination of colors out of my stash, some random threads that I have. If anybody wants to know, I can certainly message me and I can certainly get them to you. But there's the design. And then the top is, let's see, the top is Velveteen from Lady Dot Creates in the color Peapod. And this ribbon around the top is also Lady Dot. It's silk ribbon in the color Union that I ruched by just running a thread down the middle and gathering it together. It's probably a little big for this design, but I kind of like the way the color picks up the blue in the bird. And let's put this back up there so you can see it. So, and then on the bottom I used just a piece of plain green quilting fabric in the same kind of color family. So that's my 3 FFOs and my finish. I do have another finish for you. Pardon me for looking away. This is Dancer's Friends, and pardon me, I didn't get it ironed. But this is Teresa Kogut's, I'm in her Patreon, and every month she has an ornament that can be, Patreon members can purchase for $5. And this is Dancer's Friends. It was the July ornament. And they're crooked. I'm not good at, there we go. This is stitched with the called for DMC colors. It's on a 40 count Verdal in the color Sand Dollar by Be Stitch Me. This was my first stitch on 40 count. And I really like the even weave. I think I'll do more of that. I have another piece from her as well. I'm not sure about linen yet, but I may venture out and give that a try. Hopefully by the next time we get together, I'll have this FFO'd. I'm not quite sure. I want to finish it as an ornament. I'm not sure if I want to do a pillow, flat fold, or what I want to do with that yet. So that's my last finish. So I have some existing whips, but I think first I'm going to show you my starts. So my first new start, since we were together last, is Pumpkin Blossom Inn by Pinker and Pumpkin. And this came out huge, but I printed it off, printed it from my computer, and that's the piece as she designed it. I'm changing the color of the house. I'm making it a blue house, and of course I'm going to be changing the color of these little stars here too because of that. The colors I picked are here. Let me show you. So I'm doing this on the same 40 count Verdal, and actually doing it right next to Dancer's Friends. I've got a hanging thread there. So here's where I'm at with this so far. Hold on, let me get, wow. Let's see if that'll help make it a little better. Yeah, that does make it a little better with some white behind it. So you can see it's a real light beige fabric. The blue has a real pretty variegation in it. It's not really showing up so great there on the camera. But I've got most of the house done. I'm going to be starting on the roof next. And the colors I picked are some of the called for DMC, and then I subbed out some of my Victorian motto threads that I had. So the house is in this, where is it? This real pretty variegated blue. So you can see it's a real pretty color, and it's not really as dark as was showing up there. And I think the stars on the top of the house I'm going to do in some of those lighter threads so that they show up. These are the threads that I'll be using, and along with the rest of the DMC that were called for. So I'll get that out of the way. I've got piles everywhere here. My next start is the it's called Santa's Night Tree. It's by Hello from Liz Matthews. And here's what this is going to look like. This is her piece for the Jingle Ball class. So I'm taking her class. I got into the PDF version. We were camping when tickets for the Jingle Ball went on sale and all the kit options were sold out, which is fine. The PDF option was a little more, not that the kits were expensive, but the PDF version is less because you're providing your own materials. And I've got plenty of options in my stash. So I'm using, what am I using? She provided a DMC conversion, and I'm using, where I don't have the Weeks Dye Works threads that she called for, I'm going to use the DMC alternatives that she suggested. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, looking at this, you can see there's a bunch of, I don't know if you can see on here, I think you can, all those little individual white stitches. I'm actually going to use some beads. I've got plenty of beads in my stash. So I got a pretty decent start on this. I'm using Nebula Navy by To Dye For Fabrics. And here's where I am. I got all the reindeer done. You can see Santa right there. Come on, go ahead and focus. There you go. And that's as far as I got. But that was just one evening of working on it, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll definitely get some more work on it. The Jingle Ball starts December 1st, and I'm pretty sure my class is on the 2nd. So it has, I hope to have it finished by then. I'd like to kind of work on it as we go along in the class. That's it for new starts. So I had the pumpkin, and also the pumpkin and Pumpkin Blossom Inn were part of Laura Stitching by the Shore. Every October she does a pumpkin birthday sal, so that was part of that hashtag. And additionally, the colors I'm using for Pumpkin Blossom Inn, every once in a while Laura will put out, she calls it I think she calls it a color challenge, but she'll put out a grouping of colors and say, hey, pick something and use 2 or 3 of these colors, and kind of suggests that you look at color in a different way, which is a lot of fun. And the colors in this, like especially that blue, her last one, I think she did the end of September or near the beginning of October, that those colors fit in that as well. So I also worked on some of my existing whips, of course, because can't work on just a couple of things. So the first thing I worked on was Nora Corbett's Snapdragon, and this is a Nora Corbett, it's not a Mirabilia, and I started this at the Queen City Stitchers Retreat with Kelly from Pages and Stitches, and she just put up a video, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, and she shows her progress on it. So we started it together. She's doing a really pale green, hers on a really pale green fabric, and I think she's doing a 32 count. I don't think she's doing 36. And she has a picture in her video of our 2 pieces together. So definitely go check that out. I'll link that down below. It's interesting to see how the colors play on different fabric colors. But I'm doing mine, this is a 28 count fabric. I'm not sure if it's a linen or an even weave, and I'm not sure the color. It's just something that I found in my stash. It's a really pretty raspberry pink, and that's where I'm at. So I was filling in these sections here and over here. So just working on some fill-in. I'd gotten most of the really dark purple outlining done at the retreat. I was really happy with the amount of work I got done at the retreat because I also spent a lot of time looking at the brag table, wandering around and visiting, all that kind of stuff. So this is stitching up actually really quickly. And the nice part about Nora Corbett's is they're not as huge as some of the Mirabilia designs. So she'll have some beads, no Krynics, just beads, and just those lovely purples that are some of my favorite colors. So I'm pretty happy with how she's going, and she'll see some attention again this month. And I also got some more work in on Garden Verses, which is the piece that I had desperately wanted to get finished before the retreat because I wanted her for the brag table, because I don't think I've ever seen a stitched version of her. And so last time you saw it, I was working down in here, down the bottom. I've got all that finished, and I moved up into this piece here. So it's still in the Q-snaps because I am still working on it and working in that area. And I've got some really good tension, and I just don't want to mess with the Q-snaps. So here is Garden Verses, where I'm at. And I just love the colors in this. The play of that red and purple is just gorgeous. So I'm working over in here. She's done on 32 count mushroom Lugana, 2 threads over 1. I'm using all the cold 4, which are DMC. The metallics in this, because she's an older chart, I think she's 1994 maybe. I know I looked at the copyright and I don't remember what it was. Without taking her out, oh yeah, 1994 is her copyright. So metallic threads were not what in 1994 what they are today, so it called for the old DMC stuff on a spool, which I absolutely hate. And so there's 2 different, I don't know if you can see, like in that tassel there's 2 different colors of the thread. So one is the gold, and then the chart calls for gold blended with one of the dark brown threads. So I had some of the DMC Diamante, however you say that, on the thinner spools in my stash. And I have a gold and a gold that's wrapped with black, so I decided to use those, and I'm using them. The black works up really nicely. The gold is a bit of a challenge. It does seem to come frayed fairly easily, but I did find when I was working in this section here with all of that gold, in addition to using short lengths, if I tie it into my needle, it helped control the fraying, and it worked up. It was much easier to work on. So that's where that's at. I'm working, once I get some of these other colors over in here, I'll have some more big chunks of fill-in with one color, so that'll be good to, you know, watching sports and stuff on TV. But there is Garden Verses, and I'm having so much fun with her. She'll stay out. I'm not gonna say that I'm even remotely gonna try to be monogamous with it, but she'll definitely see a lot of work. I'm really looking forward to getting her done, even if it's not. Well, maybe I'll have her done for the 2025 Queen City retreat, which will be another Mirabilia retreat. And I think that's everything. Looking at my notes, that's everything that I worked on since I saw you last. And so I did do a little bit of shopping, trying not to do much because I have plenty and I'm trying to use what I have, right? I mean, thank heavens for Stash, because the last 3 years when supplies were hard to get, I certainly had enough to keep me busy, and I was very happy about that. But I did pick up a couple of things. I placed an order with Kitten Stitcher when she had the new, well, it's not new, it's a reprint. It's Blackbird Designs, Peppermint and Holly. like Brenda and Laura say, buy all the blackbirds, right? But there are a couple pieces in here. I don't think I've ever seen anything in this book, and they're smaller. They say they're winter patterns, so there's a couple things that I'm really looking forward to stitching in here. This is one called Greetings. Trying to get it so you don't see the glare so much with the printing. So I just love the colors in that poinsettia and the bird. And then the other one that I hope to start quickly is this Merry Christmas. Oh, there you go. Merry Christmas. So I'm hoping to get that started fairly quickly. So, all sorts of plans, all I need is time, right? Isn't that what we all say? So, because even though there's technically 6 charts in that book, no chart should travel alone, right, for safety reasons. I also picked up from Kitten Stitcher, this is the new Brenda Gervais, the light. And the light is horrible. I'll have to make sure I do this during the day anymore. But this is The Light of Winter. It's one of her new releases. And I saw somebody working on this, and this is just, the colors in this are just gorgeous. Not sure I'm real crazy about the cherubs or the angels in the top there, but we'll see. Once I get started on it, we'll see what I do with it. So there, The Light of Winter, Brenda Gervais, with the needle and thread. And then the other thing I picked up is something I know, I'm sure you've seen, lots of people have been talking about it. I know lots of people, the woman who created this sent copies out to different people to have them review. But this is the Cross Stitchers Planner, and it is by Lori, I think Sykes is how you say her last name, and her Etsy shop is My Crazy Life. Her YouTube channel is also My Crazy Life, or it's My Crazy Life Lori, I guess is what it is. But this is, it's really nicely laid out. I'm not going to do a flip through because lots of people have done it. But the nice thing is each month has a chart. She worked with several designers, most of which are new to me, to come up with some really cool small designs. It's laid out nicely. There's lots of space. There's lots of room for lists of whips, new starts, plans, and I really like the retreat sections for keeping track of different things that went on during the week, leading up to, during the retreat, a Stitch of Kindness that happened at the retreat, you know, how, which would be really helpful to keep track of all those wonderful things that people come around and share during retreats. So I'm going to give that a try. I tried using Black Needle Society's planner this year, and that went really well for about the first 6 months of the year when I actually started having some stitching time. And then I stopped using anything, writing anything down. So we'll see. But one of the things that having a section for Stitchy Kindness might avoid is I totally forgot when I was talking about the retreat that Patty from Peppermint Cottage came around. She made these needle books, and they're all different. I know you've seen people have them, but they're all different. She made needle books. She made enough for everyone at the retreat, and they're really nice. They're the covers have a nice weight to them, and then the inside is 4 sheets of quilt batting. You can see I'm using mine, and then there's a little pocket here that she had put a package of needles in and her information. So thank you very much, Patty, if you see this. I really love this. So, and it's being used. Let's see, on to, sorry, looking at my notes here, I'm going to make sure that I don't forget anything. So plans. I'm going to try doing a couple things that I've not done before in the month of November. I'm a member of Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, her Facebook group, Crafts and Books, and she's doing an acrostic challenge for the month of November. The word she chose is thankful, which is hopefully that I'll be seeing a piece come back to me soon. Is Laura Stitching by the Shore started an artist trading card exchange. so an art, it could be, I mean, we did stitching cards, but you know, your stitch piece could be mixed with all sorts of media. It could be stitched on any kind of fabric. It could be stitched on perforated paper. The only rule was that it had to fit the size of an artist trading card. And so I participated. I sent 2 cards, so I'll be getting 2 cards in return. I'll link Laura's video below. She did a FlossTube extra where she showed all of the cards that came in. What we did was we sent them to her, and we had to mail by October 1st. So we sent her the cards, and then she's going to do the exchange and send items back out. She asked that we include a self-addressed stamped envelope if we were in the States, because they're not heavy. I mean, it really is just mailing a regular letter. And just the creativity that people have is amazing. So I will link that below. Definitely go look at it, see what a trading card is about. And if you're available, she's going to be doing another exchange sometime around February. So watch her channel. She'll be giving out details about it. And it was a lot of fun, and really the pieces are so small they work up quickly. My biggest challenge was trying to figure out how to finish it. I ended up pretty happy with my pieces, and I think I took pictures, so I'll try to share them with you next time. I'm sure by the time I come back, I'll have the pieces that Laura selected for me as the swap pieces, so I can show you them as well as the pieces that I sent out. And like everybody else, I'm starting to think about what I'm going to do next year. I think next year, since I'm going to have a full year without school, because I was in school until last May, I want to try to participate in WIPGO, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that. And I know, Jessie Marie says your board, your rules. So I just want to figure what's realistic, and what I might accomplish. But I want to kind of push myself to maybe work on some of the pieces that haven't seen some attention in a while, and maybe knock down my WIP list a little bit and work in some new starts, because what's a year without some starts, right? And then the magazine monthly challenge group, I think that's the name of it. I'll put that down below. It's a Facebook group. Carolyn Zook and I forget the other co-host. They moderate the group, and in January they do, it's called Bringo, which is essentially a bingo board, and they give you some prompts, and you can work pieces in to meet those prompts. And there's prizes if you get a bingo or Bringo, or if you complete your board. I didn't do it this past year, I did it the year before, and it was a lot of fun, and I kind of did it again just to kind of prompt me to maybe work on some pieces that I didn't normally work on, or start some projects that I've been wanting to work on for a while. So that's pretty much it for me in terms of stitching. Life-wise, I had to travel for work. I went to Omaha this past week, and getting ready for that was kind of why I didn't get my video filmed last week like I wanted to. Some people kind of chuckle when they say I went to Omaha, but I like Omaha. It's a good area. We had meetings, and then we got to go to the zoo. We had a guided tour of the zoo, and we found out that before we went there, we did find out that the Omaha Zoo has actually been voted the best zoo in the country. They beat out the San Diego Zoo. I was there once, years and years ago, when their Desert Dome was brand new, and they've added a lot to it. So it was a fun afternoon. Spent some time with some coworkers, had some good meals, went to a steakhouse that we all enjoy, and then went down to the old market area and kind of wandered around down there for a while too. So it was a good trip. Air travel was relatively uneventful, which is saying a lot these days. And other than that, it's just pretty much status quo, which is okay too. I'm in the office 3 days a week. I'm home 2 days a week, working from home, and that's kind of a nice balance. I know people have said that they suspect that won't last forever. I kind of hope it does. Just like I said, it's a nice quality of life balance. So other than that, Thanksgiving's coming up here in the United States later this month, and then it's full on holiday time, so things are going to get busy, and probably colder, and we'll probably see some snow. So I can't wait to get out of that. We're talking about moving south eventually, so hopefully this time of year we always say we want to do that sooner rather than later. So that's it for me. I'm going to go edit this video and add all the information in the description box. Again, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the time that we spent together, and I'll let you get on to your next FlossTube. So, see you soon. Love ya.